When should you be eating all of your carbs? That is the client question of the day. What's going on, guys? It's Tyson Brown here, and recently I had a client ask me, when's the best time should I be having my carbohydrates? Should I have them around my workout? Can I have for dinner? Can I have for breakfast? What's going on? And I couldn't give him a straight answer at first until I found out what type of work he was doing. Because at the end of the day, you've got to figure out how physical you are to determine how many carbohydrates you need first of all. So if you're someone who's in a pretty average job who's like the average worker who works at a desk job, isn't moving around a lot during the day and you're not doing a lot of physical activity, then you're not going to need as much carbohydrates as someone who's a labourer and they're bricklaying all day, or they're a mechanic, or they're doing something physical and they're always on their feet. So the first thing you need to think about is thinking about how much activity you're doing during the day. And then what I suggest is that you experiment with when's going to be the best time for you. So I always recommend people have more carbohydrates around their workout because it's going to be more beneficial for you. It's going to fuel your workout to give you more energy and to push yourself harder. It's also going to help distribute nutrients once you actually finish the workout and you have that glycemic response from carbohydrates. It's going to help push nutrients back into your muscles and it's going to help them recover. So what I always recommend to people is making sure that when you go, okay, maybe I'll have like more of a healthy fats and healthy protein breakfast, and then at around lunchtime I'm going to have a bit of carbs, because then by the time I get to the gym, those carbs are in my body, they're in my bloodstream, and they're going to help me fuel my workout, and then I'm going to have a large sort of serving of carbohydrates after my workout. That's what I like to do, and I'm still pretty physical every single day too. But the reason I do that, like I said, is to make sure that I'm timing it correctly and to make sure that I'm going to get the most beneficial results. Because at the end of the day, if you're consuming too much of anything, you're going to put on body weight. And if you really, really crave carbs after a workout, then making sure you're having your carbs after your workout and not all the way through the day is going to be the best thing. He also asked me what type of carbohydrates are going to be the best. Now, when it comes to carbohydrates, I like to get my carbohydrates from whole foods. I just think it's the best thing possible for people. I think it's going to be the most beneficial thing possible for people too, as opposed to eating refined carbohydrates, because it can upset your stomach. So what I like to suggest first of all is the quickest sources of carbohydrates that are going to get into your muscles really quickly, right? So for me, after a workout, I like to have things like white rice or like fruit. Fruit is a really good idea. Or I'll juice up something. I'll put in something in a blender and juice it all up together, because once you've already blended it up, it's going to break it down. It's going to be easier for the body to digest it, and it's going to digest it faster. So white rice, I do like potato. It can be white or sweet potato. You've got fruit, you've got oats, and the reason I recommend these things too is because they're so easy to put in. You can put oats into your shaker. You can quickly blend up some oats. You can have a batch of rice cooked. You can already have potato cooked, and fruit is easily consumable. When you start looking at other forms of carbohydrates that may take longer to either prepare or digest, it's just going to slow down that process, right? So if you can go, okay, these are quick, these are easy, I can get it done. You can buy those 2-minute rice, you just heat them up and they're done. Or you can do something simple like that. You get it out of the way and you're able to consume that in your body. Now, when it comes to timing your carbohydrates around dinner time too, this is also why I recommend for some people, if they do want to work out in the afternoon, having all your carbohydrates around dinner time, because some people actually sleep better when they eat carbohydrates at night time before going to bed. Now, this is also going to vary, and you always have to try it to see what's going to work for you. For me, I can have a little bit of carbohydrates, but if I just have too much, I just feel too sluggish and lethargic. So you've got to always test it, what's going on for you. Now, what about another common question I get is, how do I know if I'm having too much carbohydrates? Well, I always suggest making sure to see, like you said, what your goals are. If you're trying to lose stubborn belly fat, you need to be making sure that you're losing weight every single week. So this could be, in general, you're either eating too much fat or too much carbohydrates if you're not losing stubborn body fat. If you feel like you're having too low of energy, or you're feeling sluggish after a meal and you're always feeling tired, that can be another good indicator that you're consuming too many carbohydrates. But you're probably going to feel like that after a workout because of that insulin rush. So, making sure you time your carbohydrates around your workout, figuring out if you can have carbohydrates before bed or you like to have them in the morning, and reducing them a little bit if you're still not trying to lose that stubborn belly fat. That's the video for today, guys. I hope it was informative. Now, what I want you to do is click the link down below that's going to give you my free ebook that shares with you how to lose stubborn belly fat efficiently and fast. That's the video for today, guys, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.